What's up? Welcome to Onecraknews. Your host Karceno here, and let's get into it. Families and business, we always talk about how they don't mix, but a lot of times it goes a long way where it actually pays off. Good morning, Buddha Black, and thank you for your super chats, man. I've been thanking you on the videos. I don't know, they don't send out the notifications all the time, so you probably didn't get that one. But yeah, I appreciate your support, man. Now, this is a very interesting video because I have to explain to people over and over again sometimes family and business just don't mix. And you see that a lot of times where it don't work out. And then you see instances where sometimes they do work out. Now, in 1967, was a lot of social movement going on. And when Dr. Martin Luther King was killed, the west side of Chicago lost a lot of their businesses that never came back. And even the some that were black owned. This guy had a barbecue pit that he called Dave's. And he used to sell barbecue ribs, everything. So the uncle who used to be in the back slaving, like I'm slaving over, I'm making all this happen. Me. That's who. He used to always complain about his shares and his portions in the business. Now his brother, Wayman, he went to business school and he handled all the paperwork, getting the property, paying the taxes on it. He was on time with everything. So there was no problems there. Now the only problem they gonna have was in house. Now the cook, who everybody called Lemon, because his head was shaped like a lemon, Lemon decided he gonna shake things up. He gonna go on vacation because they gonna have to train somebody else to get in there and cook. Like he was the only person in the world who knew how to cook ribs. I know it's crazy, right? So anyway, while he's in there mastering the grill, they're in there training one of their nephews, to do the grill and cook. And the nephew could cook. Come to find out, the nephew was a lot quicker and better than him. The nephew was on time. Nephew was doing his thing and going to school and running the business. So the nephew was more professional than anything that they ever seen. So when he came back off vacation, Wayman was like, "Look, we're gonna make him part time cook. That way we can start giving you breaks and this and that. Because we actually didn't miss a beat. We actually made a lot of money. So now Wayman is looking at it like, hey, I don't have to really deal with your mouth no more about complaining about the money. And once, you know, Lemon saw that his nephew was in there doing good, so he was like, Charlie doing that? Yeah, Charlie, man, he came in, knocked all that out. So he's mad. Charlie came in and was knocking stuff out. And he didn't know Charlie could cook like that. He was like, all right, well, show me what you doing, young bud. Let me see what you doing back here on the grill that you got everybody talking. He's like, oh, I just cook the ribs this way and this way. So naturally, Lemon tried to do the same thing. But Lemon liked the BS. He liked to smoke. He liked to talk to people back there. So the orders are late. It was the small little details. The very small details is what made the difference. Wasn't always the food. So Lemon been working there. He been burnt out. The nephew, this is like one of his first jobs. He's going to school and he's doing this on the side. So back then, not everybody went to college. So going to college was a really big thing. Yeah, so going to college was a really big deal. That really meant something to a black family to have somebody that could go to college and be able to go. This you got to remember, this is like 69, 70. So Charlie's got a chance to go to college for the family. So him working at the shack was perfect. All it took was $3, and you got ribs, 2 pieces of ribs, and some fries. $2.50, and you got two pieces of ribs and some fries for $2.50. Man, I wish I was back in '69. Gotta tow that pig up. Thanks, Randy. I appreciate that. So anyway, back to it. So he's getting ready to go to college. So Lemon already know he going. Wayman is handling the business, and he don't got to do nothing. That's like the kid is finna leave. He ain't no real threat. He ain't no real threat to you. He's only moving part time. He getting ready to go to college. So Lemon is jealous at the fact that the nephew's getting all this attention. He going to school. He was, man, I could have went to school for baseball, man. And I said, I'm gonna be a businessman. Ain't gonna let no white man own me. So I got my own business, man. We running this thing here. So now he was like, yeah, I want to be in charge of some paperwork. I want to see the books. I want to see what we making because I ain't getting enough and this and that. And we supposed to be splitting this down the line. So everybody's complaining about things ain't coming out right. People ain't doing stuff. And he's complaining the orders are late. And Wayman is like, he is like, man, Lemon is costing the business. And so he is like, I don't want to go tell Ma, what's going on. This is a family business, but it's really mine, And she was like, well, it's business first, so handle the business because we got a chance to send a nephew, to college. So they told Lemon, look, this was going to happen. You splitting your time with Charlie. Charlie getting ready to go to college. So the money he finna get ready to get him to college. You gonna have your same thing happening. You could train another guy if you ever want to take another vacation. Bring him in, train him. We have no problem. But he ain't staying. So Lemon's finna go. I mean, Charlie's gonna go Lemon. But we right now we gonna have split some time with you and him. Till he go to school. It's only 2 months and then he go for the summer. So everything going good. He talking to him. So they had the shop closed, and Charlie's like, "Man, I want to take my girl." He's like, "You can bring your girl to my house, man. Come to my house and lay up, man. Come hang out. You don't hang out with your uncle no more." So Lemon over there, he brought Charlie brought his girlfriend over. His high school girlfriend. She meets him like it's my uncle and everything. So Lemon meets her, and he's drinking over there, talking, telling stories, and they just was looking for a place to, kick it at. So then he became like the third wheel hanging around, and then they was like, okay, all right, well, I want to be alone with my girl. Yeah, oh yeah, 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 go on, do your thing, young buck. So he's hanging out over there again, and he'll buy his uncle some liquor or something. Man, I got money. What you trying to look at my money? He putting the money out on the table, everything. Look at that. So Lemon is crazy when it comes to that. He can't like look and be embarrassed. He's got to show up and show out. So naturally, the girl's like, okay, where's the bathroom? So Charlie take her to the bathroom and everything. So everything's looking good. Having a good night. He telling him, man, you doing a good thing, nephew. You gonna go to college. You gonna do your thing. Everything's everything. Go check on your girl. Make sure she all right. So they got the music playing. This is like 1969, 1970. So he going in the back. And he out there, like Charlie back there listening to the music and stuff. And he's like, man, like she been gone for a minute. And where is Lemon? He goes to the back, knocking on the bathroom door. Like the lights is off in the bathroom. And he's like, what's going on? He opened the door and he couldn't really, it was like, and she, like somebody body is on the door and he trying to open it. So the door, he like pushes it open, boom. Then the girl just fly out like a dart and like grab her coat and everything and like ready to go. And he's like, what the hell going on? God damn it, man, you done came up in here. He was, man, what you doing with my girl? Oh my God, it started a big argument, a big fight live right there. She grabbing her coat, she's ready to go. Lemon is right there, and Charlie, they getting into an argument. Like, man, me and her was getting ready to do something, man. She knows, and she was like scared to death, shivering. So she was like, I just want to go home. Take me home. Take me home. So he grabbed her stuff and to take her home. And Lemon was like, man, you over there getting all in my face, man. Over there. Lemon hit him upside the head with some type of bottle, whatever they was drinking. And it cut him like across the face and cut him like on the throat. And it like cut an artery. So he was like losing blood. Lemon ran out the house after he hit him, after he saw that blood. He just took off out the house, ran up out the house. So the girl had to call the police from that, and they had to take Charlie to the hospital. So they all at the hospital, and they was like, he lost a lot of blood, but it was lucky he was right next to a real trauma unit, a trauma place, trauma hospital, where they took him right in to the hospital. They got him right away. So Charlie's gonna live, but Charlie's then ran up a lot of debt in the hospital, the hospital bills. Something that he put the company at risk because they paying for all of it. So Lemon was on the run. He ain't come around the family. He ain't come around the restaurant. They don't have nobody to really cook, so they were closed for like 2 days. And they had somebody else come in from another restaurant and work there for a little bit, keep the business going. Lemon was on the run, so nobody had seen him. Police was looking for him, and Charlie's in the hospital, and he was like, "I ain't gonna even press charges. He got problems. I just want to get some help." Charlie's in the hospital praying that his uncle gets some help. That's the type of dude he was, man. I just want him to get some help. So meanwhile, the business is failing. They totally was like he ain't coming back. So they don't press charges against him or nothing. So after about a month, about well, I wouldn't say that 3, 4 weeks, he comes back in town. All right, Roach, I appreciate it. So he comes back in town, right? Like 3, 4 weeks later, after the cops was looking for him, and was like, "Oh, my cousin, my nephew tripped and fell. I had to go out of town." He gave the police some story, so they couldn't charge him because the nephew wasn't pressing charges. Charlie wasn't gonna press charges against him. and they were gonna handle it as a family. So naturally, he tries to go back to work. He's like, I want to see my nephew and apologize. We were all drinking and got heated, man. That's why I just ran, man, because he turned as I was trying to hit him upside the head to get him to stop, and he came up with some lies for the family. And next thing you know, the family is like, all right, that's cool, we accept it. Like you back in the family, you can come back to events. But he tried to go back to work. They were like, nope. We already got somebody. And while Charlie's recuperating, and all of this stuff, you could have messed up his chance to go to college. But he's recuperating, so we got somebody else in there cooking right now and working in a restaurant. And you're not gonna be working there no more. So you're gonna have to find another job. This didn't sit well with Lemon. Another job. I'm part owner. This is my business. I got a percentage. Now they have no paperwork really that has his name on it. Family was just paying him up front. So what happened is Lemon took the family to court. He took the family to court about 6, 7 months later. This is a big fight. He went and got a lawyer and said he was part owner, but his name wasn't on none of the paperwork. But he had some type of thing where it said his brother said the way the business was going, he was going to be part owner, and that was the way it was going down. I don't know how the paperwork thing like looked and transpired, but that's how I was told. So they went to court. They were able to fight to give him a part of. So he was supposed to get some type of payment, and he ended up getting some money out of it. But they had to eventually close down the restaurant because it's like, look, he's not going to get this kind of money. So he ended up bankrupting the business. Charlie did go to college, but not to the university he wanted to because he missed enrollment. And in 1974, they closed down permanent. Okay, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. I don't have my phone by me. I can't see it. So in 1974, they folded. And the family is still cool with Lemon to this day. It was more of a verbal agreement, but I guess he found something, some type of grounds they found where Lemon ended up getting some money, but he had to bankrupt the company to do it to be able to pay Lemon what he was supposed to be owed. So at the end of the day, Lemon got his money. Which was what was important to him anyway. Even though it bankrupted his family's business. And I say that to say this again. Sometimes businesses are successful with family members, and they say family are the only ones you trust. Trust the people that have the same passion as you. Well, you got to understand, businesses were poor at that time because there were really nothing there anymore. Um, the west side of Chicago was burnt to a crisp. The big Chicago fire that a lot of people talk about. When Dr. Martin Luther King died, a lot of people burned stores and businesses in their own community. The South Side didn't do that. That's why it's still prospered to this day. On the West Side, they went crazy and they burnt everything down. And a lot of those places are still burnt down to this day. Those businesses never came back. They got them insurance money and they just did not build another thing over there. So they were like one of the few things that was there. No, this was the night. This is like the 1960s or early 70s. Girls didn't go running to the cops and saying stuff like that. They tell her, "You okay?" She just went home, didn't want to talk about it, didn't want to be around the uncle. So that's how that went. It's a whole different time. Like if that was today with the internet, she'd have had a blog page. It'd have been all over the place. We talking 1969. But he said it. Wayne said it. He said all these rib joints, they're gonna eventually gonna close down in 20, 30 years anyway, because it's gonna get more and more expensive to keep putting these the food cost is gonna go up, the meat is gonna go up, and it's gonna get too expensive to keep this going. And how many rib joints you see? Not a lot, bro. And how many good rib joints you got? Not a lot. So hopefully this was informative. You probably like, what is Karceno doing on the side? What I'm doing is I'm putting up all these things of change I got, putting them in these little wrappers and getting them up out of here because I don't need them. They in my way. You take them to the bank, bro. Yep. I take them to the bank, but you can only take a bag of change there and they just do it. They want you to put them in the wrappers. Banks don't just take change no more like they used to. Yeah, you gotta find a bank. I used to have a bank but that bank closed. A lot of these banks are closing. You go to the bank now, it'd be like one teller there. You know the bank ain't doing well. It depends on what you need. Credit union come in handy, especially if you need loans. Banks ain't gonna give it to you. So in the end, the credit union gonna do more for you. Well, there's bad debt and there's good debt. So hopefully you're in good debt.